I am being called to do a reading for 2020, and I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm supposed to be telling, but something in my mind is like, do a reading for 2020, like what to expect, or just in general, what like the main goals or focus is going to be for this year. And so yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Well, there's our 2 cards. All right. So I'm pulling 2 cards for 2020 because 2. Yeah. So we got the Empress and the Tower. I'm gonna just end this right here. I'm gonna just end this right here. Damn, not the Tower. Not the Tower. All right, so because I'm still kind of new with tarot, I am using my little book that came with my deck of cards that pretty much explain what each card means. But yeah, let's see what I can get from these 2. So off back, I already know that the Empress is like the divine mother. It's very feminine. And then off back, I know that the Tower represents some type of like something is ending, like something is, it could be a disaster, but I'll know more once I like figure it out. Yeah, so the keywords for the Empress card, my nose is ugly, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Is goddess, nature, divine feminine, and abundance. So this card is about an awakening. So this is like fresh, it's new beginnings. So again, 2020 is the beginning of a new decade. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff, especially for young people that was born between like 95 to like the early 2000s. Like this decade is the decade. Like we are starting families. I mean, some people have already started families, which is cool. But like, you know, we still young, so it's like this decade between 2020 and 2029, like most of us are gonna be in our careers. We're gonna have a house, maybe families, marriage, whatever. So this is all about the new adventures and fresh projects that we have coming. Also, this card is about reconnecting with the sacred part of yourself. So it could be this, like, again, it could be because so much stuff is happening this decade. It could be a learning experience for a lot of people. being able to truly see like who you are and like connecting with who you are. Yeah, this is all about new and creating, like divine feminine. Women give life, women create life. So this is all about new things, new beginnings. This could mean pregnancy for a lot of people. However, I mean, a lot of people are going to get pregnant anyways, but yeah. Yeah, birthing new energies. Like, this is going to be good. So this is what this card is all about, is, you know, just new creations, new projects, new adventures, an awakening that you may have coming, abundance of love, being more in tune with who you are and more in tune with yourself. And then the Tower, po baby, po us. Who child? All right, so the Tower, a lot of people are scared of the Tower. This is the Tower. And a lot of people are scared of the Tower for many reasons. However, it's kind of like that card that's like a necessary evil. Like, so for example, the keywords for this card is transformation, abandonment, and liberation. And abandonment could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. So let me just read. So the Tower is about unexpected devastations. It's kind of like that situation that kind of happens that completely breaks you. But it can also represent a situation in which the mind, body, and spirit are not working together the way they should be able to create healthy choices. So this card could lead to a breakthrough of consciousness, allowing us to free ourselves from the unnecessary burdens or energies which are no longer a service to us. Know that every difficult situation we face, we are forced to grow from experience. Liberation comes from letting go and rising up, and sometimes to do this, we have to hit a low point. Without the darkness, there is no light. So exactly. So the Tower card is all about like that learning, that hard time you went through. What did you get from that? And I kind of feel like this card is first in the situation, like for the 2020 reading, because a lot of stuff happened to people in 2019. I mean, stuff happens to people every year, but I feel like this card is like, you have to go through something. Like, people who don't experience pain, people who don't experience, and I hate to say it, but like traumatic experiences don't really understand life. Like, I don't know if people know, but like most spiritual people have been through some real bad shit. Like, some of the nicest people have been through really bad shit, and it's because, I don't know, it's just like you get something out of that. And I feel like this card is telling us that whatever 2019 did to you was preparing you for this breakthrough. Like, you needed this, you went through it, and you're liberated now. It's a new year for new beginnings, for new projects, but you have to be willing to let go of this. Like, Okay, you went through it, you learned your lesson. Well, you should have learned your lesson, but now you can't dwell in it. Like, you have to liberate from it. You have to abandon this. Like, you have to leave this in the past to get this, to get your love and abundance and new beginnings and just happiness, like being creative. And I also feel like 2020 is the year where most of us will find our true selves. Like, I don't know, it's just a liberating year in general. Like, it's 2020. Like, it's so much that 2020 is used for, like clear vision. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, it's gonna be a really good year. I've done my own personal readings, and my year is looking pretty good, honestly. But I am willing to let go of what I went through in 2019 and the years before. Just in general, because this, again, the Tower is about all the shit you've been through, not just 2019, but in general, like letting stuff go. Like, you have to make room for the good stuff to come. Like, you can't have a bag full of hurt, anger, depression, and then try to stuff self-love and stuff new stuff inside this bag that's already full. Like, you have to throw all of that shit out, and then you can stuff your bag full of good shit. And yeah, so what I'm getting from this reading is that a lot of people need to let go of whatever it is that is holding them back from success, from love, from whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing right now, or whatever it is that's planned for you. Because a lot of people ruin stuff that's planned for them by the universe by holding on to stuff. Like, you block so many blessings by holding on to stuff, not taking risks because you're scared, not doing something because of other people. Like, all of that stems from something that happened to you that traumatized you, and you have to let that go in order to get to where you belong, to where you deserve to be. And you also have to understand that you deserve that. Like, if you feel like you haven't been shit to somebody and you don't deserve that type of happiness, then you're not going to get happiness. You're just going to keep getting into relationships or friendships that you know are not going to serve you because you feel like you don't deserve that. And a lot of people are scared of karma. But I mean, it's all part of life. Like, you can't walk around scared. Like, if you've done people dirty in the past and you're scared that if you get into a relationship and it's going to be all fine and dandy and then your karma kicks in, you get cheated on, whatever. I mean, it could happen. But, I mean, you have to be able to allow yourself that. Like, you can't just expect all the joys of life. Like, especially if you've done fucked up things in the past. Like, you have to accept both the light and the dark that's offered in the world. Like, I don't know if this is making sense, but like, you can't, it's not fair. It's not fair. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not fair. Like, you can't be doing dirty shit to people and then, like, protect yourself. I mean, karma gonna come either way it go. But another thing that people have to understand is that karma is not always a bitch. Karma is what you put out. And if you put out good stuff comes back to you. If you put out bullshit, you get bullshit back. Like, and that's just the way life goes. But you have to be able to get your bullshit, be like, okay, apologize, do whatever you need to do to accept, like, okay, I got that out the way. I can move on now. I can be happy. Like, y'all got to make room for it. So, yeah. So, for 2020, the Tower, let go of that bullshit. You went through it. Okay, get over it. You know, it happened. The Empress, love, new creations, new projects, new journeys, spiritual awakenings. Just a bunch of good shit is coming. Like, but you got to make room for it. So, yeah.